Dude, it's so hard to decide. Welcome back to the channel. In this episode, we're getting a cage put in. Take away the angle finder. Dude, it's so hard to decide. That may be just what we have to do it right there. See, let me hold that. You go over there and look at it. I don't think it looks right.
I think you're overthinking it.
Oh, I'm sure I'm overthinking it. Exactly. So we're gonna go with this angle here. We're gonna like clean this up and find this proper angle. He's got a fancy.
Dude, we already lost it. Damn it.
I didn't have it. I didn't touch it.
I did. I lost. It's right here. Jesus, I'm blind.
Wow.
So to get your actual bend in the bender, you'll just subtract 180, and that'll tell you
180 from 133.
Yes.
Okay. So you're like, what, 47?
Something like that.
Something like that. Hopefully he knows the shit.
Oh, whatever the math is.
It's only my money. All right, so we need to mark where, right where my zip tie's at. Somewhere in there.
Yes.
Like that.
Yeah.
Okay.
And then put B next to it.
B.
Yeah.
And then go.
Yeah.
So Eric's making the first cut now. We've got the angle to 47 degrees. We're gonna make that first cut. It should just drop right in. So he just made that first cut off of our 47 degree bend for the hatchback, or not hatchback, fastback. Fastback, and now it's notched, so it should fit right into that plate over there. And we are a touch long, which we thought we might be, so we'll just grind off a little bit.
We added an extra.
As you can see where the mark was at, and then
That was very little effort, and
well, we can see
that's exactly where you need to be.
it really is. It's like a eighth off, maybe. We might be like a degree.
About 0. Oh, 0.1. Okay.
One there. Yeah,
Oh,
no,
yes.
that's it. That's money.
I didn't know I was going to be doing a rowing machine today.
All right, so the second side, Eric took a measurement from up the front there to where he had the clamp. Then he just measured from here to the clamp. Unfortunately, his air cylinder decided to not cooperate today. We got some stuff going on, so he's getting his daily cardio workout.
Like if I had a bar to pull against, it'd be all right. But
oh yeah. All right, so I need to. Can you put your foot up on the?
I'm tempted to put it on that one.
Just clamp it to the. All right, so we know that for the angle. Let's go have a look at the board. This material on a 47 degree has a 5 degree spring back, so we've got to run it all the way up to 52 degrees. So what Eric is attempting to do right now is to get it to 52. He's going to need a cigarette after this. Okay, so picking up where we left off yesterday, we've got the main hoop in. Now we're working on the B pillars. Doing a little research, and I have found that we're going to go ahead and come straight down just off the B pillar here. From what I can tell, we're going to go ahead and come straight down. We're just barely going to kiss this, and then we're going to do a little kick right in here. We're going to kick down, and we're going to center. We're not far off center here. So the plumb bob tip is the edge of the hoop. So we need it to be probably more here. So it is actually probably about 1.25 inches too far. So whatever my little bend I've got to do will be roughly 1.25 inches. So I got to do a little 1.25 inch kick over and then tie it in there. And then at that point I can tie in the X bar as well. So let's go ahead and work on getting this first piece cut. I've got it measured out at 45.5. Probably gonna actually go maybe 45.75. Also in that 45.5, that is to the top of the 90-degree notch. Hope this works. So this part right here is where the cage building gets a little difficult, because you take your measurements, you do all that, you get it lined up, and you think you need to do a bend, but it's almost looking like I don't need to do a bend, but because the seat now, I've got it in the plate, on the plate here, I'm hitting the seat, but if I put, it's at 88. So yeah, I'm definitely gonna have to do a kick, and it's a, well, we're at 90. Let's go ahead and get a measurement. So I need about a 1-inch kick to happen right in here. So I'm gonna mark that. So this is kind of the dilemma that I'm at. I would much prefer it to be straight up and down, but I think I'm gonna have to go at an angle like that. As much leg clearance as I can get at the bottom. And I mean, it's kind of lined up with the seat, but I think that's what I'm gonna have to do. I was looking at the Genrite cage and a few of the other cages, and they all kind of lean back a little bit. So that's kind of what I'm gonna have to do here. Bring this down to about right here, and that's where I'm gonna kick it that way, 1 inch. Now the question is, can I do it? Okay, so let's see if I learned anything from Eric yesterday. Okay. So I want my bend line to be here. So what I think I need to do is come out here 6 inches. Make another line. Actually, this is where this is gonna go. Because what's gonna happen is this is where I want the bend, so it's gonna start pulling from there. Little trick, majority of you probably already know. Take a nice straight piece of paper like this, and then you can wrap it around, and as long as your edges, so when you make a circle, oh, it's a little tough with this smaller piece, but when you make a circle, as long as your edges line back up, you've got a nice perfect circle, a nice perfect line around your tube there. But we got to make sure that this point is pointing straight up, because when we do this pointed straight up, that's going to be the 90 inside the cage. And then, honestly, I hope I'm doing this right. I may not even be. What we do now is just take this over to the Jeep, put it in there, and see if it lines up right. It doesn't look really all that square, so I'm gonna grab the clamp or grab the wrench and kind of give that a little bit of a spin. This is my first time ever using a Rogue Fab bender. Eric did all the work yesterday. You want these just past right, because you don't want this slipping in the in the die or in the machine. All right, so because I want to go inches and not degrees, I know I need to bend up 1 inch. What I'm going to do is I'm going to get this thing tight, and then I'm going to take a measurement to the floor. Then I'm going to run a tape measure down, and once it gets up 1 inch, we're going to check it. Actually, we'll see how many degrees it goes at the 1 inch mark. And then we'll determine if I need to go to 2 inches for the spring back. The spring back on this material is 5 degrees. So, okay. So I think that's going to call that 0. Let's turn this on. 41 9/16. And we're at 5.4 degrees. So right now we're at 43. So a 1/2 inch past. Let's see where we're at here. Put that on the plate, right centered. Just missing the seat. The angle looks pretty good. And then when you come over here, you can see the slight little kick. I could probably go a little bit more. Yeah, let's go a little bit more to like a 7.5 degrees or something. I don't think this is really how you're supposed to clamp these things up, but it's gonna work. This clamp's holding it from falling back this way. This clamp's holding it from falling back this way. I've got the speed square zip tied. That way we're square up there. I don't know. This is just what I'm doing. Whether it's right or not, I don't know. But we're gonna tack this here in place. Move over to the other side. We're gonna kind of move on to the C-pillars. So all right, so on the C-pillar, we are gonna shoot for center, just like we did on the B-pillar. So we'll do a plumb bob from there to there, and that'll get us the measurements. We actually measured it yesterday. I got 29 inches, so we're gonna go ahead and do that again and make sure that it's still on. After putting the B-pillars on. Also looks, we're gonna have to do another kick on this one here. Not a big kick, but still a kick nonetheless. So you can see there, we're off probably a 1/2 inch. So actually what I'll probably just do on this one here is not worry so much about it being straight. I might actually give it a little bit of an angle here. I'm gonna cut one out and with that angle and not bend it and see where that, see what that looks like with it not being straight up and down. I think it might be all right. So Molnar Fab saves the day again. My DeWalt drills that I've had for, I don't know, 12, 15 years. 10 years at least. Just the batteries are just junk. So went over to his house. He got me this big old drill here, some new a new hole saw bit. The first C-pillar piece is ready to try. I got a line here for my center mark. Oh my. All right, so this is totally my first screw up. Wasted a decent little piece of material here because I'm a good 1/2 inch short. All right, first mess up. Let's go see if we can fix this. Try number 3 is now probably too short. Measure once, cut 3 times. Isn't that how it goes? Okay, so after talking to a few different people, I'm gonna leave this piece straight and just have it at that angle. It'll actually probably have a better strength factor because if it being at an angle, the shock load will be outward. I mean, that's kind of how I'm thinking about it anyways. Whether it's right or not, I don't know. I think it's, you know, probably pretty safe to say, or pretty safe to assume, that it'll transfer the load. That's what we're going with. So we get the other side done here after I've spent probably way too long on this side here. While I was waiting on a call back from my guys, I figured I would go ahead and try to do one of these crossbars. I measured it out, and it's still quite a bit too long, but definitely better to be long than short. All right, I think that might be money for tonight. We still got to do the front one here. I got to decide on how close I want to get to this. And then we've got to do the bars back to here. And then do the bars back to here. I got to decide. I'm really thinking about doing, I don't know if I'm going to do straight in the front and then here coming back and angling it. I think that might happen because then I think I might take it from here straight to there. I think that's going to be the good way to go. But where we're at for right now, I think it looks pretty decent. It's pretty boxy, but I need the headroom for the rear. It's very similar, and I was going to keep it very similar to the stock style. So, and that's what we got here. I think that's about it for this video here. Eric came over, made a huge difference on day 1. Got me lined up. We've got the main bars ran, and then we kind of worked on the B's. I hope I didn't mess up on the B pillars. Everything's just kind of tacked. I don't see why the way I did it won't work. What'll probably have to happen is once we get a final, yeah, this looks good, I'll take these crossbars out, do a full weld on the inside, and then crossbars back in. That way when I do my final weld, the verticals will be fully welded all the way around. I know that's something that needs to be addressed on a lot of cages. I just don't know how to build it and leaving that room, with those compound joints where multiple tubes are coming in and they're all shaped to work together. I don't know. I mean, I'm probably overthinking it. Probably way overthinking the whole thing. Whatever I do is gonna be better than a factory cage regardless. So let's get out of here. See you guys.